What's up, House of Hope? It's the Flavor King, guys, and welcome back to Cooking with Flavor KL. Today, we got lined up for you. We got the chopped steak. We're gonna have that 40 weight gravy on it and those chopped onions, and we're gonna slather that over some white rice. And man, I got this knock your socks off Bacardi rum pound cake. Y'all ready to eat? Let's go. Already in our pot is 6 cups of white rice. The general rule is the rice you do 2 times the water. So since I did 6 cups of rice, I'll do 12 cups of water. So we're gonna wash our rice. I usually wash the rice about 3 times until it comes out pretty clear. And we'll be ready. So here it is me. I'm gonna be washing the rice. Basically what you're washing the rice, you just wanna get all of that starch and all that stuff off of the rice, all the impurities off the rice, any type of brown rice or didn't come out of the hull properly, and then you pour all that rice water off. You see? Pour that off. Got to make sure everybody has some rice to go along with that stew. Chicken, and we're gonna make some cabbage. We're all in this Caribbean installment right now. We're gonna be making all types of Caribbean dishes, posting them. Okay. This will be the last one. So guys, if you find these videos beneficial, if you found some keys out, you found some little nuggets that you didn't know, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, hit the notification button. So whenever I'm doing these videos, when I'm teaching these beginning cooks and men and women how to just make basic meals, you'll get a notification. And it helps me out also. So if you like what you see, family, and subscribe to the channel. We always gonna be educating on this channel, always. Always, always, always. So what I'm gonna wash it the final time. You can see the water's pretty much good now. And what we'll do now is go with our 12 cups of rice. 12 cups of water. I'll use my measuring cup just for the video, but I usually can eyeball it. So this is a 4-cup Pyrex measuring dish right here. So we're gonna put 12 cups of water, and and then once we got our water in, we'll add maybe a tablespoon of salt, some butter and olive oil, and we'll let that boil up till the water's evaporated out. And rice will be nice and fluffy. Okay, so now I have my butter. I put 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the rice. So now I got my heat on high, my rice on high. We're gonna leave it on high. We'll stir it periodically so it makes sure we don't stick to the bottom of the pot. And then once this water boils out and we don't hear any more bubbles sizzling in the water, we're going to turn our fire down to a low heat and steam that rice for about 20 minutes. But right now we're in that beginning stage, so the oven's on high, the fire's on high. We'll get that water vigorously boiling, and it'll start to evaporate that water out, and the rice will be getting cooked. See, right now we're about 20 minutes in, and the water has started to evaporate, but you can still see the bubbles vigorously coming up. So when we don't hear that bubble sound anymore, we're gonna cut this on low, medium heat, or low heat, and let the rice steam. And that's where we're gonna get it all fluffy. But we're still on a high heat right now. We'll turn it down to the low heat once the bubbles stop. Bubbles are disappearing out. If you listen, almost done. And then once we don't hear that bubble sound anymore, we're gonna add our lid to the pot and let it steam. But all of that water is cooked into the rice and evaporated out the pot, and now it's ready to steam. All right, bubbles are gone, and now we're about to add the lid to that pot and let this steam for about 20 minutes. Yes, we're gonna have some nice white fluffy rice. All right, so our rice is done now. It's been steaming for about 25 minutes. Time to open up that pot. Watch out for that steam. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna steam that up for about 10 more minutes, get the rest of that moisture out of it. Chopped steak, AKA smothered hamburger. So what I'm doing right now in the pan is I have my 4 patties. I'm gonna sear them on both sides. You can season them before you do it, but I'll season them in the pan. So here I got my Tony's. Gotta put that on everything. Got a garlic powder, black pepper, and a little bit of beef seasoning. Just a little bit. So what we're gonna do is sear those off in the pan and on both sides. And then we'll come back with our onions and we'll smother it down and we'll get those cooking. Right now, you know it's time to flip your burgers when you start to get the juices pooling on top of the meat. So you're right there, you know you have a good sear on it. Perfect sear, cooking well. Once we cook that down, all of that flavor that's in the bottom of the pan, we're gonna saute our onions in it, make us a small roux for that deep dark brown gravy. All right, there cookies, they're about to take that off. We don't wanna cook the meat all the way through. So we're gonna still have it simmering in that gravy for about 40 minutes. So we just wanna get a good hard sear on each side of that meat. And so when we got that gravy on it, it holds up. I know this look like a ton of onions, but once they cook down and brown up, it won't be that much. So you like to have some gravy with some onions in it. So right now I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of black pepper, a couple of pinches of salt, and we're gonna saute those now real nice. Real nice, like. And then we're gonna come back and make that gravy. Add a teaspoon of all-purpose flour to your onions. Let that continue to cook now. We'll add some beef broth. And be ready for the gravy. Okay, so right now we got the flour in there. It's cooked now, and we're gonna add about 32 ounces, 4 cups of beef broth. If you don't have beef broth, you can use water. And just make sure you season it again once you got that going on. So we'll let that cook down a little bit. We'll let that reduce. It don't look like we'll need any gravy master, but I'll put a little bit of gravy master in there to darken it up. We'll add the hamburgers, and we're gonna be good to go. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and add the kitchen bouquet in there. And this is gonna make your gravy a little darker. If you like lighter gravy, fine, you can do that. We're gonna bring this back to a boil, a low simmer, and then we're gonna put our hamburgers back in here. And we're gonna let those smother down, and those onions. That gravy's gonna thicken up. And we're gonna let these cook for about 45 minutes. Remember, we didn't cook these all the way through, so they're about a medium well right now. So we'll get this to boiling and it'll thicken up, and we'll have some smothered chop steak. Our chop steak is all done. Nice, tender. You got those smothered onions on there, that gravy. We got some rice and some sweet peas we'll eat with it. Man, it's gonna be delicious. Don't forget, if you heard anything in this video that you like, that you can use, go ahead and like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so you can get a notification every time I post a video. Thanks for your support.
Why am I not married? It's like, if you're not married, something is wrong with you. I'm comfortable with who I am. Would I like to get married one day? Of course. But if I don't, I'll be okay.
Just continue to live your life, find your purpose, work on yourself. And I believe when it's the right time, you'll cross paths with who you want to be with, find your path, live it, and just trust God to do the rest.
These movements like COVID, BLM, how do you think it's affected the black dollar?
It's affected the black dollar, especially with COVID-19, where so many people have lost their jobs. And I don't think people knew to the extent of the loss it was going to be. It's a bit devastating, but I don't say it's the end of the world. I definitely try to help people get on the right track, so when the next COVID comes, you're together.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Flavor KL. Today we're going to be making a Bacardi rum cake, and what we're going to need is 3 sticks of butter, 6 large eggs, a cup of heavy whipping cream, 3 cups of sugar, and 3 cups of sifted cake flour. I've also cut up some pecans. I'm going to put that at the base as the base of the cake, and we're going to get started. The first thing we're going to do is cream the butter. So I have 3 sticks of butter I'm gonna put in my mixer with the paddle attachment, and we're gonna cream the butter. You see that butter? The sugar is in the bowl dancing. We got a whole little dance going on in there. So don't worry, but that's fine. That'll all come together once we start to add the eggs. Okay, so about halfway through, you want to go ahead and scrape down the sides of your bowl. Okay, now we're going to just scrape down our bowl. And then we'll start to add in our eggs one at a time. Scrape down the bowl one more time. Okay, so that's whipped up. Now we're gonna add in our cake flour and our heavy whipping cream. We're gonna do those alternately. And what you wanna do is start with cake flour and end with cake flour, okay? Flour doesn't have to be all the way incorporated, just mixed in some. And then you go ahead and add your heavy whipping cream. More cake flour. Last of the heavy whipping cream. Okay, now that our cake batter is done, we're going to go ahead and add about a teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to add our chopped pecans to the bottom of the pan. And then when we turn this cake over, that'll be the top. You have those nice pecans covering the top of the cake. And then we'll put our cake mix into the cake pan. Remember, like I said earlier, I'm using a dark cake pan. And when you use a dark cake pan, generally I would cook this cake at 325 for 1 hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. But since I'm using my dark cake pan, I drop that temperature about 25 degrees. So I'm gonna cook it at 300 for about an hour. And then should get a nice golden brown cake. Most times these dark cake pans, they cook, if you cook it too long, the cake gets dry and it cooks fast on the outside. Your crust winds up being too dark. So I'm gonna put this in the oven now for an hour and we'll be back. Okay guys, while we got the cake in the oven, we're gonna work on the rum glaze. So on a medium low heat, I'm gonna melt 1 stick of butter. So right now our 1 stick of butter is almost melted. Add in the cup of sugar and water. Now we're gonna get that to a boil so that sugar is dissolved. All right, so that butter is, that sugar is almost dissolved. Now you wanna rub it in between your fingers. So if you feel any granules of sugar still in there, it's just about gone. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat off and we'll add in the rum. It's gonna make a beautiful, beautiful glaze to pour over that cake. And it's gonna soak into that cake. It's not gonna be too moist. It's gonna be giving a nice rum flavor. And oh boy. Okay, I just taking the cake out of the oven. I'm gonna let it hang out on the counter for a while, about 15 minutes, till it start to cool down. I'll punch some holes in the top, pour over my rum glaze, and then I'll flip it out And now hit the top part of the cake with the glaze. But there it is. All right, guys, so here we are, we back. The cake is out of the oven. As you can see, I'm poking holes all around the cake, right? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna drizzle our rum glaze over the top. And then I'm gonna drizzle the rest on the bottom. We're gonna let that soak in. Yeah, so we're gonna have the rum flavor all through the cake, right? Yes. So right now, so we'll do, kind of let that soak in for a second. We're gonna add our dolly, and then we're gonna flip this over. Okay, let's see how it came out. Oh, it feel like it's sticking. Oh no. Oh, okay, it came out right. There we go. Got the cake flipped over. We're gonna start adding our rum glaze over the top. Okay. We poked holes in the bottom also to get that rum all inside of those cracks and crevices. So right now we'll let the cake soak that in, and then we'll add the rest. But man, do you see that? Can you see that? This is goodness right here. Oh my God. So we get that around the cake one more time. Want rum to be in every bite. Here we go. Well, there you go, guys. This is our Bacardi rum cake with our rum glaze. So it's all done. You see the pecan crusted top. Real nice finish on the cake. Hey guys, that cake is out the oven, boy. Y'all see it? Do you see those layers in that cake? You see that? This is my Bacardi rum cake. Got some nuts on the top. Got pecans baked in at the top. So you get nuts in every bite. I still probably cut it too early because as you can see, the Bacardi is coming from the top and the bottom. You know, the cake was absorbing it, but yeah, that's all good. But there you go. About to get me some ice cream. Ooh, I know those kitchens smelling lovely over there. Now, if you found value in these videos, hook a brother up. Man, look, like, share, and subscribe to Cooking with Flavor KL. And look, I don't want to be alone, so tune in next week. Same place, same time. Until then, just do what you do, but do it with flavor. Peace.
The decisions that you make have to make sense toward the end goal. You have to be okay talking about yourself, selling yourself, being your brand, to expose what the gift is that God has put in you so that other people know about it. I knew that it was something that I wanted to offer to people who were also dreaming or trying to be entrepreneurs and things of that sort, who just didn't know how to get started.